Welcome back to my channel. Still sounds a bit weird, but yeah, I'm using this to document basically my story with just navigating fibromyalgia. Probably term it like navigating fibromyalgia with me or something. This is basically a series of videos. I think the first two videos touched a lot around chronic illness and basically my experiences. So just continuing on that journey, I feel like there's a lot of revelations that I am getting in this season of my life, that I feel like I need to document. So the last video was about hope and how you navigate hope in the season, and I I learned something that is critical, especially coming to that hope conversation. At the time I posted that video, I think a part of me was lost, because I didn't have the answers. And I was more questioning the concept of hope if you're living in a situation where you basically guaranteed to have pain for the rest of your life, right? Whatever positive energy you try to maintain, it doesn't stop the pain that you feel, right? But then I had to look, or at least I was exposed to a very different definition of hope. And this hope only comes from God. Um, no human being can give you that peace that only comes from God, which is basically the version of hope that you have, and understanding that even in the season of you, like, of dealing with chronic illness, there's still room for positive energy. There's still room for seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, understanding that God's purpose for our lives is much bigger than what we've limited him to, right? He has good things planned for us. Even in the most challenging season, there's good that's going to come from it. And I was so stuck on, but the pain is, I'm feeling the pain now. Like, what good is seeing the positive if I'm stuck in the pain now? But it's not being just being about stuck in the pain now, is understanding who God is and the magnitude of his power. Like, he's not limited by the definition of a chronic illness. He's not limited by the definition of fibromyalgia as an incurable disease. You know, he's not limited by my shortcomings of not being able to see past my pain. And just understanding that, I mean, I'm still in a discovery phase, just navigating this path, with God by my side, but just understanding his sovereignty is what is sustaining me, in the season, right? And I just feel like a lot of the challenges that I've faced in the season were very deliberate, in a sense that I needed to understand the words where I say God will see me through. I needed to understand it fully for what it means. It doesn't mean that I'm I'm going to live a pain-free life, but I'm going to live a peaceful life with him by my side, with me aligning myself to his purpose for my life. Um, and I guess that is a critical thing that we fail to see when we are in the seasons of of things not going our way, and we constantly ask ourselves, where's the end goal, where's this uh purpose that's going to come through, and all of that. I am so thankful now that every setback is not deemed as a failure as much as I used to think of it. I it's less about the why me, it's more about make the path clearer for me so that I can align myself to the bigger purpose that God has for my life, right? And it has been mind blowing in how the change happened, because just a short backstory. Um, so after my last video, I think a month or two, um, I was admitted in hospital. I finally saw my neurologist, and basically she then suggested that I go do a procedure that will be done by a neurosurgeon. It's basically a nerve block procedure that is meant to block all the pain receptors on my nerves and all of that, right? And the nerve block procedure obviously was supposed to last me 6 months in terms of like just navigating life pain free. I went in mid August. I was in hospital for 7 days and then got discharged. So the nerve block procedure was successful because a week after I didn't feel any pain. Like it was so refreshing, mind blowing even, because I hadn't realized what it feels like to not have pain, to just walk pain free, to just, I even started going to the gym. It was fun. It was, and in my mind, I kept saying, I have 6 months. I'm gonna, make it, best as I can. And yeah, I mean, as life throws curveballs, it threw a curveball at me. Um, it lasted 6 weeks, right? But in my process of um saying I'm living this refreshed life because I've got 6 months, one good thing that I did, and I think I'm so thankful for God for directing me to this path. So obviously, like, I started Bible study, but it was even before I got admitted in hospital. So this Jesus That Bible study, and at first it was just like, okay, I'm doing it, like, I just need to form that connection with God, right? And it became like a consistent thing, and because it was filling me spiritually. And as soon as I got the procedure done and everything, I so obviously there was this Jesus that events all over the country and whatnot. So the Joburg ones I missed because um I think the first one was, like, I was not part of the Jesus that gang, and then the second one I missed because it got sold out within minutes. The one in Joburg. So there was a post about the Bloemfontein one, and then, like, I don't know, something in my spirit just basically told me click book. I clicked booked, and then basically as soon as my procedure was done, planned my trip to Bloemfontein. It was a solo trip. I was not prepared for the long drive, but yeah, essentially, like, drove to Bloemfontein that one weekend, and then I went there. um I think that was the beginning of my transition in terms of feeling what God was calling me to do, and where my spirit connected to everything that was happening in my life, meaning the struggle with fibromyalgia, whatever challenges that I've had in my personal life, whatever, where a lot of the times I would have said, why is everything so difficult for me to kind of get through? Like, everything has like a blocker in my life. But at that moment, I understood that it is not my life, you know. My life, it's just an instrument that God is using to tell a bigger story. And everything that's happening in my life is for his glory. And at the time, I probably felt the connection, but I didn't understand where I was going to need for that message to be re-emphasized in my life. So yeah, then we live, bloom, everything is fine. Then 3 weeks later, big pain. Strange, because I was supposed to last for 6 months, right? Continue my routine, prayer routine, Bible study, everything, like, and aligning myself to God. But I don't think at the time my relationship with God was about seeking understanding of why this pain is back. It was just I had developed a routine. Let's just go with it, Uh, and there was a day where it was too much to handle. I cried, whatever. But I think what was refreshing is I was not crying because of the emotional turmoil that it came with. Because normally it would be, I'm crying, I'm in pain. And then second to that, I'm like, but why me? Why should I suffer for this long? All of those questions that I'd be asking myself in my head. But that at that point in time, it was purely just, I'm in pain, it's painful, and that's it. There were no questions around why me. It was like, I understand this is the path that was set out for me. It's difficult to accept, but even in this difficulty, I'm trusting that God will see me through, and I'm trusting that it's for His glory that I get to go through such things. And that transition, like, as small as it might seem when I put it into words, has been a game changer in me handling the situation for the past few weeks. It's brought, I'm not gonna say I'm at a point of complete acceptance yet, but I'm getting there, and I can feel that as I walk this journey, it becomes easier and easier to accept that this is my path, and out of this complex story comes a powerful testimony. The glory of God will prevail. And like, in some way, I'm comforted by that. I'm reassured in my struggle, and I'm understanding that no matter how long the season is, it far outweighs, any others negative feeling that I had around it, because at the end of it, the journey that I would have walked with God on my side would be enough to align me to His purpose for my life. And that has now become my definition of hope. My definition of hope is that this current season of my life will be, at the end of the day, when we reflect, it will be a glory to God moment. It will be, I cannot believe that he held my hand throughout this difficult journey, and He still remained faithful at the end. And there will be hard days, which they are, and today is one of them. And I'm in a lot of pain as I'm recording this. But the level of peace that I feel about the situation is something I haven't felt in all these years I've struggled with this condition. And I'm praying, whoever is watching this, if you're dealing with a chronic illness yourself, I hope you understand that you're not, God is not punishing you. It's just a season. It's just your den, lion's den. But trusting that He will forever be faithful. His promises will forever be true. If you stick by Him, if you walk the journey that He's asking you to walk with Him, and if you listen to Holy Spirit and His guidance, there's nothing that's more powerful. There's really nothing. It will be, you'll feel like crying, you'll feel like giving up, which I feel maybe 23 hours of the 24 hours in every day. But it comes with like another layer of peace and hopefulness, and that man, God's grace is sufficient. That's all I can say. And yeah, as I navigate this path, and it's spillovers in the other aspects of my life, I just wanted to share how God is reassuring me in this season, and how I've become more patient, especially at times when I cannot show up. If I don't feel well, it's less about what I'm missing out on, but more about take care of yourself, rest, listen to God. What is He telling you? Is He saying be defiant, force yourself to go to work? Or is He saying relax? And it puts so much, like it puts less pressure on you, and it like you have less weight applied on you, because you're not thinking of anything else, because you're sure that what you're doing in this moment is enough to please God. And because you're in alignment with His plans for your life, you have no doubt about where you're going to end up. You stop exploring too much and you start trusting. And I think God is teaching me to be trusting. I haven't mastered it yet. I'm learning day by day. And there's constant challenges as I walk this path. But I am so grateful. I am really grateful that His word and is finding me and is locating me, and I'm encountering Him even in the season where I've complained so much, I've pushed blame on Him so much, but He still makes time for me to reassure me that this is not my struggle alone. It's for His glory. So yeah, I hope this inspired someone and shared a bit of insight on my journey. Well, as I navigate this fibromyalgia condition, I'll keep posting, and I'll keep posting about my progress, my new revelations in all different facets of my life. And I'm really grateful that you have chosen to watch this and get a bit more insight into my struggles, but not just my struggle, but my struggles in the light that God has chosen to represent my struggle, because I can only believe that me recording this thing I can only be led by Him, because when I see the transition as the months goes, like, I am shocked that I'm still the same person that was crying over being able to maintain a relationship because I have a chronic illness, to now where I'm accepting of the chronic illness, and I'm trying to live positive within this chapter of my life. So yeah, thanks guys. I'd say like, comment, subscribe, whatever, but it sounds a bit weird. But thanks for watching. And yeah, if you made it this far, You're a real MVP. I hope God blesses you. Um, and also, like, I hope you encounter Him fully, so He can start making a change in you that you so desperately need in your life. Bye.